welcome to this morning's meditation. I'm just going to move this a little bit, it's telling me my connection is weak, so hopefully it's going to keep going for us. Welcome to this blessed day, all of you. Morning Nikki, morning Wendy. Oh wow, hi Wendy. What time is it where you are, and where are you actually? And I think you're in the US, I'm not sure where. How beautiful to have you here this morning. I love the fact that we can all connect from wherever we are. I just find this technology just amazing, amazingly intelligent. So I'm going to share a few things again with you this morning. I've got my Ganesha here, remover of all obstacles, and I've got this lovely little book, 7 Principles for Radiant Living, that Jason Chan created a while ago, and I was lucky enough, I'm just going to have to move forward a little bit I think, sorry. I was lucky enough to be at Mind Body Spirit Festival that he was at. Morning Elizabeth, and if you've tuned in, just let me know where you're tuning in from, and tell me your name, because sometimes all the names don't come up actually as well. And so I'm just saying that I've had this little book which I bought from a Mind Body Spirit Festival a few years ago. I think it was the festival in Buxton, in the north of the UK, and Jason was there, Jason Chan, who wrote the book, and he put a lovely little message inside for me, and I was really using Amelia at that point. That was what most people were calling me, and he's written, Amelia, love and beauty, Jason. So I'm going to share some of this with you this morning. I'm just going to open it and see what comes up. So let's, I'm just going to have a look. The book is called 7 Principles for Radiant Living by Jason Chan. Okay, this is a nice way to start. The first principle, believe that you are a master of your own life. Can you believe that you are the master of your own life? Perhaps you'll need to put your rational mind to one side for a moment. Your intellect and reason may be in conflict with this idea. But you are already the master because you create your own reality. There is no such thing as an absolute truth as long as perception lasts. We all hold different concepts of ourselves and the world around us because we think, see and perceive things differently. So really it is impossible to seek answers outside ourselves. It is up to us, each one of us, to look within and find and know our personal truth. Morning Joanna, morning Thomas. By doing this, you become your own master. You learn to create what it is that you really want in life. And something that I've discovered is that what you really want, for me, is change from what I want for myself to what I want for others, and what I want to, how I want to serve and how I want to show up. Because life in this physical body is limited. We are restricted to the time that we have, to the number of breaths that we have, the number of heartbeats that we have. And, you know, it's important that we make the most of that, because whatever we do while we're here will leave footprints it will change the world in some way. And it may be a small way, it might be a more obvious way, but we have the power to shift this world into a new world. And what we do while we're here starts a shift. And then the footprints that we create, other people can walk in those footprints and create from there something more and more and more and so on. We all want to be happy and fulfilled, but what really makes us happy? Many people yearn for fame and fortune. They live for the future in the hope that 20 years from now they'll finally get what they want. But life is day to day, moment to moment. Why pin your happiness on some point in the unforeseeable future? Choose to be happy now. You could try this instead. Wake up in the mornings and tell yourself, no matter what happens in my life, I will be happy. Decide it now. Self-mastery requires taking responsibility for yourself, for what happens and what has happened to you. You can no longer blame others for your life's circumstances, neither your parents, nor past lovers, nor even society. You stand alone, and alone you face yourself and the world. Morning, Daniel. It may be especially hard to accept responsibility for your life when things are going badly in your eyes. If you're sick or poor or in the middle of a divorce, but every situation comes with its opportunities. If something is making you unhappy, you have a choice. You can be victimised by it, depressed or angry, or you can choose to learn from the experience. As soon as you accept the part you've played in the challenging situation, you're less helpless. You then have the freedom to desire another outcome and make changes. This is where your mastership comes in. If you can change your perception, then the mind is under control. It can serve you, and its power is infinite. Whether you realise it or not, the mind creates everything in your physical reality. The process begins with the mind directing energy in the form of thoughts. We transform food into energy and energy into thought. Every thought we have influences every cell in our bodies, changing its chemistry. Just one change of a thought changes our emotions and our physical makeup. It's lovely to have you here. Thanks, Daniel, that's really sweet. Thought turns into desire, and desire manifests through action. It is not bad to have desire. Desire is the will of God moving through you. Without desire, you have no intention to create, you have no inspiration to create, there is no will to want to transform anything or make anything better or create. Thought turns into desire and desire manifests through action. It is at this point that we can really help ourselves. We can harness our energy to create what we really want by lightening and expanding our minds and dreaming our wildest dreams. Then, depending on how strong our desire is, we can manifest our dreams into a physical reality. This is a miracle that is open to us all. Only too often we don't see it. We're too busy limiting ourselves with our narrow perception of who we are and what we are capable of, or what somebody has told us that we are and what someone has told us we're capable of. That's their opinion, and you have no business believing their opinion. You can find out for yourself what you're capable of by stretching your boundaries. We're too busy being the old me. There are two masters residing within each of us, and usually we try to serve both. The first is the ego self, the concept of self which is limited. This self is an illusion. We invent it. It is the image we impose upon ourselves for a sense of identity. It is the mask we wear to face the world, because without it we would not know who we were, who we are. The ego self is dependent on definitions and labels, on our names and status in life, our job titles and where we live. We spend a lot of time perfecting it, and because it is unnatural, we never feel truly at ease. We are always reliant on superficial, and above all, transient things, which can burst like bubbles around us. This kind of life is based on fear and insecurity. Now let's look at the other self, the true self, or what is sometimes called the soul or higher self. It is a point of consciousness which remains unchanged. Our personalities unfold day by day, year after year, and likewise our bodies develop and change. But there is a me inside us that is the same at the age of 3 as it is at 63. No job title, image, hairstyle, or amount of money in the bank can define the true self. It exists without any visible identification, and its existence is beyond question. This is the self of our true master. How do we recognize the true self? It resides inside, always in a state of grace, balance and beauty. It is glorious and unique, and it likes to express its fine creative qualities. We find it when we experience inner peace. Our minds are open when we are touched by the wonders of life, by immense beauty or joy, when we are moved by music, or gasp at a work of art, which is resonance within. All of these moments are a union with the true self. We definitely have two masters, and yet our minds cannot serve two masters at once. At every moment we can make the choice either to serve the limited ego self, built on all kinds of self-deception and illusion, or to serve the true self, a self based on love, compassion, wisdom and strength. Morning, Lynn. It takes courage to express the true self, but the braver you are, the less you are subject to definition and limitation. The choice is yours. If you really want to serve the true self, first you have to find it. Believe that you are the master of your own life. The first principle is the most important. Let us examine what you are right now. We are creating our own reality every moment of our lives, and it is necessary to know this truth if we are to gain a deeper understanding of what it is to be human. What we are now is a reflection of our past desires, will and deeds. In understanding this, now we must ask ourselves what we want from life and what we can give. What will we do or be will then be determined by what our thoughts are. And there's a little exercise here for us all. Today's exercise and affirmation. Sit quietly and observe your breath for a while. Breathe in rhythmically and gently in your mind and say to yourself, I am the master of my own life. I take and accept responsibility for my life, my thoughts, my desires and my deeds. I'll just read the second principle. Let go of the past and embrace the present. We are continually influenced by our subconscious conditions. Through the journey of life, we are not influenced by positive and good patterns alone. It is therefore important to embark on a journey of clearing our collected unfavourable patterns and conditioning if we want to live here and now. I'm reading from The 7 Principles of Radiant Living by Jason Chan, that I got in 2011, and it's signed by Jason with a lovely little note. Today's exercise and affirmation. Sit in peace, observe your breath for a while and find a quiet place in your mind. Breathe in rhythmically and gently in your mind and say to yourself, I let go of the past. I know it no longer serves my higher purpose. Repeat this 3 times. In carrying out this exercise, you can be specific to any problem, relationship, difficulty, unworthy image, etc. It may take days, weeks or months just to release one old fixed pattern. It's all worth it. So I'm going to pick a card from the Osho Zen Tarot now. Just one card today, and we'll do a meditation. Look like this. And that's Osho's signature. He actually, I think it might be the wrong way around. He painted the painting that's on these. The artwork is amazing. Today's card is isolation. So I'll read what it says about isolation, and this is a card for all of us today. We are miserable because we are too much in the small self. What does it mean when I say we are too much in the self? And what exactly happens when we are too much in the self? Either you can be in existence or you can be in the self. Both are not possible together. To be in the self, and that's the small self, means to be apart, to be separate. He means being in the ego. To be in the self means to be at an island. To be in the self means to draw a boundary line around you. To be in the self means to make a distinction between this I am and that I am not. The definition, the boundary between I and not I, is what the self is. The self, the small self, isolates, and it makes you frozen. You are no longer flowing. If you are flowing, the self cannot exist. Hence people have become like ice cubes. They don't have any warmth, they don't have any love. Love is warmth, and they are afraid to love. If warmth comes to them, they will start melting, the boundaries will disappear. In love, the boundaries disappear. In joy, also the boundaries disappear, because joy is not cold. In our society, men in particular have been taught not to cry, to put a brave face on things when they get hurt and not show that they are in pain. Some women can fall into this trap too, and all of us at one time or another might feel the only way to survive is to close off our feelings and emotions so we can't be hurt again. If our pain is particularly deep, we might even try to hide it from ourselves. This can make us frozen, rigid, because deep down we know that one small break of the ice will free the hurt, and it will start circulating through us again. The rainbow-coloured tears on this person's face hold the key to breaking out of this isolation. The tears, and only tears, have the power to melt the ice. It's okay to cry. There is no reason to feel ashamed of your tears. Crying helps to let go of pain, allows us to be gentle with ourselves, and finally helps us to heal. And something that I came to understand is the chemicals. Oh, morning, Anata. The chemicals in your tears, if you allow them to flow from your eyes and touch your skin, they actually soothe you. And we've been taught to dab them away, get rid of them. But actually, if you leave your tears alone and let them move down your face, they soak into the skin and it releases chemicals that helps to soothe you and calm you and bring you back to a state of peace. I've had some very blissful experiences when I've been incredibly upset about something and I've just allowed all the sadness up, and then the stillness that comes from the sadness is incredibly beautiful, and there is a sense of calm and nurturing and centeredness that comes from that. You may already know what I'm talking about when I say that. So we'll do some meditation now. If you'd like to get yourselves comfortable, I'm actually sitting on my, what was my dad's meditation chair. I'll show it you at some point, it's really beautiful. Taking some deep breaths now, breathing into the stomach, and as you breathe into the stomach, push the stomach out, and as you breathe, as you inhale, push the stomach out, and as you exhale, bring the stomach in. And you can close your eyes if you want to. If you've just joined us, we're just about to do some meditation, some breathing exercises, and then we'll have some silence. And you can close your eyes now if you'd like to. Just allowing the breath easily, gently. Body relaxed, everything softening. Bringing your awareness to your feet. Feeling the space between your back and your chair, or your back and your bed if you're lying down, or the space between your back and the floor if you're sitting on the floor. And just take your attention there. And breathe. Just scanning through the body now, allowing any emotions or feelings to be as they are. If there's sadness arising, allow it. If there's joy arising, allow it. No holding on to anything, no pushing away, just being with whatever's happening in the body, whatever's going on inside. And with each breath connecting to yourself, to life, to this, to now, to all that there is here now, available to you, as you, for you, through you. Feel your heart beating, feel life flowing through you. And you hear and feel your heart beating. You're hearing a billion hearts beating. Every heart on the planet is beating through yours, and your heart is beating through theirs. We are connected to the beats of our hearts, through the breath. We are breathing each other in, we are breathing life in. We're going to go into some silence now. thank you for giving yourselves a space this morning, for joining me to welcome each other into this beautiful new day, full of billions of possibilities. I encourage you all to be loving and kind towards each other, to walk your truth, speak your truth, and to share love with those around you today. I have this, I've got a few of these actually lovely little cups that my youngest sister Rachel designed, and it says, "Love, I am lovely, I am loved, loving and lovable." They are for kids, but I just love them, they're great. And actually you can find Rachel on Facebook, she's Happy Mugs. So thank you everybody, many blessings and much love to you all, and if you only just tuned in, or if you haven't let me know that you've tuned in and where you're tuning in from, please just put a comment below, and I'll post this and you can watch the replay if you've missed it and have only just tuned in. So wishing you all a blessed, beautiful day. Namaste.